Welcome back to the Hunter x Hunter anime review. This is part 7. This one reviewing the Yorknew City arc, which is the last arc of, well, when the 1998 series ended in 2001. Now, I have corrected the Wikipedia page because apparently someone was so stupid enough to make stuff longer than they're supposed to be, like making the Zeldic family being 6 episodes, even though it's actually 5. I fixed that. I put everything's back the way it should be. Yep. And of course, the Yorktown arc is actually much longer than what Wikipedia says. Yep. It's actually 18 episodes, not 12. But I'm pretty much covering the last 12 episodes of this arc because I had already covered the first 6 in the previous part. For the most part, it's pretty much the same as it is in 2011, except that there's some minor differences here and there. I mean, in the case of the Phantom Shoes themselves, color scheme wise, they all look exactly the same, except for 2 of the 3 women in the series. Yep. One is Paktuga. Yeah, she's the one who, if you see her in the series, she's the woman wearing the business suit and shows off her cleavage. Yeah, her outfit's exactly the same. Like, her look is pretty much the same in 1990 series as is in 2011, except there's some differences. One, she wears no lipstick at all. Yeah, she wears no lipstick in the series. Her outfit's blue. In the 2011 series, it was purple. And her shoes in the 2011 series was pink. In this one, she's red. Yeah. The other one is the woman who shoots out string, and that's Machia. Yeah, she's pretty much the same, except that in the 2011 series, her hair is, I think it's red. I'm trying to get it up here. Yeah, her hair is pink in the 2011 series. Her outfit's white. Her top part of her outfit is white with the pink bottoms and white looking socks, and pretty much it's the same exact attire. But in the 1999 series, her hair is purple. Yeah, purple hair. Yeah, that's a rarity. Yeah. Also, Hitsuga still has a thing for this woman. Not kidding. Yeah. Anybody can tell that simply just by watching the series. Yeah, in the 1999 series, see if I can get it up here. Here we go. Let's see. Her outfit is pretty much like the leggings are the same exact design, the same color as this in 2011, except the top part of her outfit is pink, and her shorts are still pretty much the same color. Yeah. So pretty much mostly the same. Also, the leader of the group, in the 2011 series, when he's seen in headquarters, he's always seen wearing his shirt that he does later on wear in the 2011 series. This one, he actually, in the 2011 series, he goes shirtless for half of it while wearing his jacket. This one, he keeps his shirt on the whole time. Yeah. And when they ended the series, they ended on a cliffhanger, which I've heard a lot of people weren't satisfied with, so they brought the series back a year later. But for the most part, it ends with the final episode being just a highlight reel of the stuff that happened during the course of the series, though they didn't show Leorio trying to peek at Muchi during the Hunter exam. Yep. But mostly put, this arc pretty much is presented the same as it is in 2011. Yeah. Oh, and there is one slight little difference. Pakchuna basically is not shown using guns in this particular one. Yeah, she's never shown actually really killing anybody, which is weird. And she still has her memory built. Yeah, and her gun that she uses in 2011. Yeah, here she's never shown to be using it at all. She just walks around, touches people with her memory and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's what she does in 2011 with her revolver. Here, her revolver is never seen at all. Also, the woman with the glasses. Let me look up her name here. And as of currently, she's still part of the Phantom Troop, and her outfit's pretty much the same as is in 2011, as is in this series. Her name is look her up here. She's still an active member, and I know she's got glasses. I'm trying to. Okay, her name is Sanzuku. Yeah, that is her name. She pretty much dresses exactly the same in this series as she does in 2011. And Her outfit's pretty much the same color. Yeah, yeah. There's not much difference between her in 2011 as is in 1999. Hmm. Yeah, not much difference. It's pretty much the same. Let's see if I can get a click on and see if I'm correct about that. As far as I can tell, in 2011 series, yeah, it's black shirt, blue jeans, and sneakers. Here we go. Yeah, pretty much. The only difference between 1999 and 2011 is that, well, her shoes different color. Yep, her shoes are different color. Yeah, in the 1999 series, it's brown. In 2011, it's blue. Yeah, and that's really it for that character. It's like one small change, you barely notice it at all. But pretty much, yeah, a lot of the characters do pretty much the same thing they do in 2011, with the exception of Pak Tito doesn't really do much here, because all they do is like adapt like pretty much half of the actual arc itself. My personal guess is the reason why they stopped probably because of because of one of the writers' frequent hiatuses. I heard his first really long was like 2.5 years, which was kind of dumb for a series to do. Yeah, but otherwise, though, pretty good story arc. Still is bloody. In 2011, it's a little more bloodier in 2011 than it is here. Though, we don't get a chance to see any character. Well, in the case of Machi, you just do get a chance to see her wear a slightly different attire. Heck, there's at one point where one character, where all the characters wear suits, just to break out the one who's like number 12, the big brute of the group. Yeah, and pretty much everyone does pretty much the same thing. Gon and Killua get briefly captured by four of the members. Of course, Gon gets surrounded by two drop dead gorgeous women when he gets captured. I'm like, dang, Gon, you're like 14 years old and you are basically getting all you're basically a chick magnet. That's just basically what it is. It's like, is it just me or is that Gon gets all the gorgeous women? And that Leorio is like so jealous of it. And Leorio does pretty much jack frickin' squat in this arc. He does nothing. The only thing that I should point out, though, I've got to point this out because it did announce this recently. This arc was the introduction of the Beetle phone. Yep, which I have heard there is a phone company attempting to replicate that very phone in real life. Which I'm like, dang. First people trying to copy stuff from Star Trek, now people are copying stuff from Hunter x Hunter. And I guess the BFO looks so cool, so let's just make a real life product of it. I personally would love to get my hands on that phone because it is such a cool looking phone. Yeah, imagine everybody just holding this to their ear while talking to people. Yeah, it looks like they have a bug on their ear the whole time. It's a bit bizarre, but it is a fun looking phone where apparently has a bunch of different gadgets with it. I know in 2011 they had this very same exact phone. I think it's a slightly different color, but yeah, there's that. And this is not a surprise to anybody who basically pay attention to news. The Hunter x Hunter manga came back. Yep, with the 371st chapter, which just came out. I'd say about a day or two ago. It came out very recently. Yeah, first new chapter for the series in 4 months. Yeah, the last chapter came out this past September. This one, I thought, because the last chapter ended a cliffhanger with Krapika collapsing, and this one is like never brought up. It's like, oh, Krapika, what he does in this chapter? Well, he talks to one person, still gives lessons, and that's really much it. He doesn't do much in this. He does accuse one person of being possibly responsible for the death of the one of the princes and several of the bodyguards. But the biggest surprise of this chapter was the return of the Phantom Troop. Yeah, seeing these guys again is always a blast to see the Phantom Troop because is it just me or is it anytime these characters show up, they always get the best dialogue. They're always so interesting to listen to. Even both in 2011 and 1999, they kept this up with the whole thing of them getting the best dialogue, and they're so interesting to listen to, these guys. Yep. But only about 5 of them show up in this one. They have one of the 4 women, Machi, shows up in here. The Frankenstein one, I believe the pretty boy, uh, the guy who has part of his coat covering his face. Even the leader shows up in here, though, in both in 2011 and 1999. For a disguise, he covers up his cross tattoo on his forehead with bandages. This one, they use a headband to cover up his one, which is different. And they kind of take over the third floor of the ship, and you get a chance to see the ship look like outside. The way the ship looks, it doesn't look like any normal ship that's seen throughout the course of the series. And it looks like a whale. Oh, I gotta point this out though. I forgot to point this out for the anime before I continue with talk about the manga. When they show Yorknew City, it's like the animators went out of the way to make it look exactly like the real life New York City. Heck, they even have the Twin Towers in here as well. Of course, this aired before the 9/11 attacks. I mean, you see the Empire State Building in here. It's like the only thing you don't see here is the Statue of Liberty. That's the only thing you don't see, but the way this animation looks, it's like they really tried way too hard to make Yorknew City exactly a carbon copy of the real life New York City. Yeah, that's basically what it is. But anyways, I had to bring that before I continue, before I completely forget about it. But for the most part for this particular chapter, apparently as of right now, they say at least 2 days have passed by. Not 2 hours, 2 days. It's second day of the trip, and it just seems like not much happens. I mean, for this particular chapter, the biggest surprise this whole chapter is the return of the Phantom Troop, which is awesome. And they're looking for Hitsuga, who is on the run from them because what happened during the arc I'm pretty much talking about, the Yorknew City arc, which it's commonly referred to as the Phantom Troop arc, which is the arc that introduced them. But yeah, the only ones I can think. Oh yeah, you have the pretty boy. It's like 4 guys, one of the women, and the leader. That's pretty much all who shows up in this chapter. The rest of the group doesn't show up in the chapter. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to mention this, and I completely forgot these two showed up in this particular. I thought they would return later, but Kilua's eldest brother, and his younger brother both show up in the final episode for about 3 minutes. Yeah, it's a quick little cameo, like right after Kilua's father and grandfather battled the leader of the Phantom Troop. Yeah, where apparently Kilua's eldest brother is hired by the Phantom Troop to kill the 10 Dons. Okay, I get maybe where they may get the idea of where they got the money from. My guess is that they probably stole it because, well, the Phantom Troop are a group of thieves and murderers. Yep. And what does the younger brother do? Nothing. Just stands there, fanning his fan, dressing up as a girl. Yep. Of course, later on, he does join the Phantom Troop. As for the elder brother, well, he kills him pretty much the same way he does in 2011. Using his needles, his pin needle thing. He just kills all of them very quickly off panel, which is something. Look like he probably did this in a few minutes because he is quick with this stuff. As for where the heck he gets this stuff, I have no idea. Maybe pays for it via whatever. But I love Zeno's line where he says, I won't risk my life if not being paid enough for it. Yeah, because he says this is all strictly business, and he basically ends the battle with the leader of Fantasy because, well, his clients are all dead, so contract's over. Yep. So there's that. So, from my perspective, the Yorknew City arc, the way it's picked in the 1990 series, is really good. Now, even though it ends on a cliffhanger, with Hitsuga basically texting Gon that the Phantom Troop is alive because, well, they kind of faked their deaths anyways. That is pretty much resolved within the first series of OVAs that takes up the next series. Yep. Yeah, which is only just 7. Yeah, it's 6 episodes, the first one. The second one is 8, and the last one is 12. Actually, it's 14. Yeah, but that'll be handled in the final part for this review series, and I will definitely try to do more manga chapter reviews. But for the most part, for the manga chapter, it just seems like not much happens in this one. Just advances the plot forward a little bit. I mean, aside from seeing the Phantom Troop and Karapika, there's like no other character I recognize that pretty much showed up in this chapter. Yeah, that's the thing with this arc. It seems like it just takes a while. It's like, oh, we have a familiar character show up for like 1 page and then just focus on other characters we don't really care about. So, all right, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for part 8, which will discuss the 3 OVAs. The three acts of the OVA series, which followed up the 1999 series. Yeah. So, until see you in my next part. Bye.